Well, last Friday we had the no-name storm, I think someone's recalled it as, and I guess someone else said, well, we knew it was coming, even though it didn't have a name. I think they called it the cyclone bomb or the bomb cyclone or something when it hit California. But I had the opportunity to go down to St. George's Island on Friday. I have a high truck and it's well up. But down there where the state has put that revetment or put that material down that has hopefully helping out the erosion of that roadway. There was 14 inches of water there. It was very, very alarming. People there had no emergency services, but or they would not. They would have had a very hard time getting emergency services. Hopefully, they didn't have any. But I do like to mention, though, SHA, when we had our meeting last week, they talked about there at FDR Boulevard as you come out of BJ's or Lowe's and you come out towards Route 4, they changed that right turn arrow in the right lane. Very quick. Thank you, Ms. Tran, Acting Director of District 5. That was quick service. Also, recently I had a procedure done at St. Mary's Hospital, and during the procedure, the nurse that was giving me an IV, which very nice job, thank you very much, said, aren't you a commissioner? And I said, well, hopefully it doesn't affect this IV, but yes, I am. She said, well, there's an issue with safety on FDR Boulevard. She said, when you come to those roundabouts, she said, I live there, I use it often. She said, the vegetation has gotten very thick. And she said, people walk across there, plus kids use bicycles. I want to thank Mr. Tarr and DPW. They went in there and took that vegetation out. There, you can see it's great. My point is we're responding to what people are asking us or identifying as problem issues. And hey, it works. So if you see us, it works. Secondly, I was at the viewing yesterday of a prominent Mennonite in our community, Mr. Henry Stauffer. Now, anyone knew Henry? He was a wonderful man. Ran the Loveville auction 3 days a week up there. He was killed by a driver who's been identified but still hasn't been found, who ran off across the lane, went from his lane across the other lane, across the shoulder, and tragically ran right into Mr. Stauffer's buggy. And there was hundreds of people there. There was buses coming down from Pennsylvania, Ohio, New Jersey, Kentucky. There was just lines and lines of people. It was really a wonderful thing to see this tribute to this man and how many people were impacted by him. I was there, obviously, I've been helping the Mennonite community with their church in Loveville, and I've helped some other buggy shops and different people get permits or help with the permitting process. But the point is that the Loveville area is very prominent for Mennonites. And it's part of our culture. It's part of the rural character that we enjoy as St. Mary's County residents. And one thing to keep in mind, as I was explained yesterday, and I think I've known, is there's often a, what's the term? It's hard to understand who's Mennonite and who's Amish. And, well, the Mennonites, as you'll know, always shave. They have the new order and the old order. The old order doesn't use electricity, doesn't drive. They'll take rides. I gave several of them a ride in my truck. The new order does use electricity. They do drive. So it's a difference. But the Amish are totally different. Once they get married, they don't shave, and they grow beards. Now, neither sect really votes. They'll say it's not forbidden, but neither one really do. They talk to being part of the kingdom of God, not the kingdom of man. And while I told many of the family members I was very sorry for their tragic accident, they said, don't be that way, Commissioner Hewitt, because it was God's will. You know, he left the house late that day, and he was killed in that accident, but that was God's will. So please don't be sorry. It's just God's will. It's a very interesting philosophy, and honestly, it makes St. Mary's County that much richer of a place to live. The last thing I'd like to mention, and I'll bring it up to the county administrator, is when people were reaching out to me about the GIS map and different things on our website with the GIS, what would be very helpful, and Metcom mentioned they would be part of it today, is if the GIS layer categories could be alphabetical order. They tend to go all over, and if you're looking for something, a map or something, you know, you don't know exactly where to find it, and there's so many layers, which thank God we have so many layers. But it would be better for the public if it was alphabetical order. Thank you.